Do you know history of India? Wait, don't rush. I will tell you history of India. What was the story? Over 5,000 years ago, a group of nomads traveled from Sumeria, modern-day Iran, and came to northwestern India near modern-day Karachi. By the banks of the river Indus, they found a lush, fertile land. A man said, "We will never find a better spot than this. Let's settle here." And thus formed one of the oldest urban civilizations in the world, the Indus Valley Civilization. To nomads, the season was a good one because area was abundant with water, fodder, and fuel. This area became Punjab as we know it today. In the next 1,000 years, the people spread out over 500,000 square miles. A man said, "The city is expanding like never before." The settlers built the beautiful cities of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. A man said, "We shall plan the city down to the last detail. It will be amazing when it's finished." Mohenjo-daro was built around 2600 BC. It was beautifully planned. The city was divided into two parts, the citadel and the lower city. The citadel had a large residential building that could have housed around 5,000 people. The city also had a beautifully constructed structure known as the Great Bath. It was a public bathhouse, probably used for sacred bathing ritual. A big pool lined with bricks was in the center of a big courtyard. Steps led down to this pool, and the bath area was lined with natural tar. A man said, "The tar will prevent it from leaking." Another building was found to have underground furnace. This perhaps meant a heated swimming pool. The lower city was constructed in a grid pattern. Each rectangular block was surrounded by broad streets that ran parallel to one another around the buildings. The buildings were constructed from big or wooden bricks. A man said, "These bricks will last a long time." The workers made every brick exactly the same size. Every house had a well from which it drew water. The wastewater drained from the bathing room into covered drains along the streets. So, the city remained dry and clean. The man said, "It is really clean here." This was one of the most modern methods of sanitation ever seen, even with the population of around 30,000. Houses were safe from thieves, noise, and bad smells. Each house opened out into courtyards and small lanes, so it wasn't easy to access. Almost all the houses were of the same size. This implies that everyone was equal. Most of the city dwellers may have been traders or artisans. A man said, "I need a pot." There seem to have been occupations like pottery, metallurgy, dyeing, bead and shell making, and so on. I am almost done, a woman said. Materials are bought in from far away lands to make seals, beads, and other artifacts. Objects from here were found in Mesopotamia, Afghanistan, and other parts of India as well, showing the booming trade. Beside all this, the settlers were also involved in gold and copper mining. Years later, when the area was excavated, archaeologists discovered that the Indus Valley settlers had built great granaries, warehouses, platforms, and protective walls. Agriculture was the main occupation, as the area had abundant rivers flowing through, depositing rich soil. A man said, "The harvest has been good this year." One of the most important buildings was the great granary. A man said, build it in such a way so that we can easily unload carts that deliver grain to the city. Ducts were made inside the great granary to allow air to circulate. That's why the grain always stayed dry. A man said, these grains stay fresh for so long. The city had no outer walls, but it had towers in the west and south to defend its people. Excellent irrigation systems were in place. There were good flood control measures in place too. A man said, we have to keep ourselves safe from the rivers during the monsoon. But evidence shows that the city of Mohenjo-daro was destroyed 7 times. The man said, the river has been cruel to us yet again, and we built each time. Every one river changed its course, the city was destroyed. A man said, we shall rebuild it. Otherwise, the people live peaceful lives with no fear of invaders. But one day, the Aryans arrived from the northwest. The man said, surrender! And the settlers quietly allowed the invaders to take over their cities. The man said, we are no match for them. They are fighters. The Aryans emptied the cities of people. They termed the Harappans Dayas. And the man said, you will form lowest level in our society. Many Harappans fled south. In the 1920s, archaeologists rediscovered this historical site in present-day Pakistan. This is one of the most advanced cultures I have seen, said an archaeologist. Some of the most famous artifacts that were discovered, the humped Brahmani bull and the Pashupati. These are the few remnants of a beautiful era, an era that gave way to the Vedic age.
ये तो खत्म हो गया ना, अब वैदिक आ गया ना.